What's going on, guys? This is Christian back with MEMPHIS Fitness. Today we are going to finish our specialty equipment series, and I apologize for the camera being kind of like in your face with me. I don't have my camera stand in yet. This article needs to be out before that camera stand gets in, so again, I apologize for that. We're going to make the best of what I have useful for us. So we're going to talk about bands and chains today and how to load them properly so you're getting the most out of them. Okay, in the article we talk a little bit about accommodative resistance and what that is. It is a basic general description of it. We're not going to get caught up in the finer details of it. This is how to set bands up from a general starting point. We got 4 different kinds of bands here. Okay, you have the Pro Minis, Monster Minis, Light and Average. You can kiss this one goodbye, because most of the people that are going to be doing banded squats, bench, or deadlifts are not going to be using that one unless you're at a very high level of lifting. We're probably going to be sticking to the Pro Mini or the Monster Minis. Alright, so number one thing to consider when we are squatting inside the Elite FTS Power Rack, we have to walk our squats out. So we have certain holes for each pin to go in for when we attach these bands up. We need to take into account when we walk out this bar. So we want the front of our pin that the band's going to be around to be directly under where that bar is going to sit. So from a side view, we are the 3rd hole back from the rack. That's going to give us ample room to walk out and then keep that band tension right over the bar, and it's not pulling us forward or backward. Alright guys, this is going to be a very basic general setup. This is going to be more for beginners and getting into the novice. You're going to start at the back pin. You're going to go under the front pin. And then you're going to go up to your bar. The main thing we don't want with accommodative resistance with bands is when you're in the hole, you don't want this to be loose. Okay, it's going to look like this. Alright, so as you can see on that last one, on reps 2 and 3, the bands almost got loose. So that's telling me that I need the bands a little bit tighter. One of 2 options. I can move the pins closer together and wrap around the pins again, or I can move one of the pins closer to my unrack point, which is going to give me more tension, which will take away that looseness in the hole. Okay, so remember, number one rule with bands is make sure that when you walk out, the bands are pulling you straight down, and number 2, make sure that the bands are giving you tension all the way through the movement of the lift in the hole and at lockout. You never want the bands to be loose. Alright, the next form of accommodative resistance, chains. All the chains here at NBS are on the collegiate racks in the back. We have plenty. There are plenty of chains here for everybody. I don't care who you are. If we don't have enough chains for you, you're probably not lifting right. Each one of these chains weighs 20 pounds. We have a lot of weight in chains. Okay, so I already have one set up, so I have to set up one side. For people that are taller, we have chain loaders, okay? This goes for everybody. We have all the equipment in here to make your life easier. They have different rings on them. These rings are gonna allow you to put the chains at different heights. Okay, for me, I am 5'6", so I have to adjust this chain to fall within our parameters that we talked about in the article. When I stand up with this bar, I want 1 or 2 links dragging on the ground. When I'm in the hole at the bottom of my lift, I want every single chain to be on the floor and deloaded, and then when I come up, we are back to having 1 or 2 chain links on the ground. For me, I have to choke up 6 chain links. So I'm going to take the carabiner, unclip it, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to reclip that carabiner to that 6th chain link, and these are going to be hanging off. So I have now choked up on my chain with my carabiner. I choked up 6. Now I'm going to come over here and match the other side, and we are ring number 2. I'm going to put it in a second ring, and that's going to follow the parameters we just talked about while using the yoke bar. Alright guys, these were the general guidelines that I had for setting up accommodative resistance. Now these apply to all the lifts, squat, bench, and deadlift. They all can be utilized in the collegiate racks and on the other specialty equipment that we have here. If you have any other questions, come check us out at mbsfitness.net. We have tons of information on there, and if you have any questions in the gym, come find an orange shirt.